like for uni and
saw
stuff.
you guys doing barbering, cake
they thought
decorating.
this was like they thought this was like what school was like, and there were all these people in the comments like, I'm so excited to move to the UK now.
It's
like,
so chill here.
and I was like, it's not going to be like this, because my school barely had a uniform like policy either. So we were just all cutting about, like no one looked that smart. We didn't have like blazers, like no one wore ties, like we were just making scones and like quiche. I took travel and tourism, like we were just
what is this school? Zara, welcome to Gift of the Gab.
I'm sorry, start that right.
You're okay. Genuinely, this is just such an easy chat. It's like, don't even worry about it. The amount of people that are like, and then they're like, can we start it again?
No, suddenly I've got this mic and I'm just like
I think it's always a bit intense at the start, because you're literally just like coming into someone else's house, sitting on the couch, and I'm like, right, just chat, just talk to me. You literally have no idea who I am, but talk to me.
No, it's so chill.
Zara, welcome to Gift of the Gab. I've been looking forward to this.
No, I've been buzzing. I've been absolutely buzzing to be here.
How are you?
I'm actually doing brilliant. I think it's because it's so sunny.
Yes.
That does something for the mental health rates, like.
No, it does. I have really bad seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah.
And my mum bought me this like sad lamp that I just sit in front of 20 minutes every morning, and it like boosts my energy. Yeah. Like
those things for this, like the acne, those type of things?
Yeah, those honestly, invest in one. It's so worth it. It really helps. And like sit every morning and while you're doing your makeup, it boosts your energy. There you go. And also it makes really good lighting.
Oh my goodness, brilliant.
I just take selfies with it.
Brilliant. Your warm glow. Golden hour, but it's just your SAD lamp. Brilliant.
Right, Zara, introduce yourself.
Right, I'm going to say, this feels weird. My name's not even Zara. This is why
Excuse me?
This is why it just feels weird. I just feel the need to address that. But call me Zara, because I go by that. But my name's not even Zara. That's just my internet name.
What's your name?
Sarah.
Your name's Sarah? I thought your name was Zara.
No, everyone does.
Your manager Emmy was calling you Zara.
Yeah, everyone does. But like, it just feels weird. I just felt the need to address that.
I'm glad you did.
But keep calling me Zara. Like it's like a Hannah Montana situation.
Do you prefer being called Zara?
Yeah, it's like a alter ego almost. Like I'm still the same person, but it's like she's a cool girl. Like Zara's like my cool version of myself.
Sarah's like girl next door. Sarah's like
girl that still sleeps with a baby blanket, but like Zara's like the girl that goes on the podcast.
So why?
Sorry, I just felt the need to address that.
No, I'm glad you did. But why Zara? Why the name Zara? Because it sounds close to Sarah.
Yeah, because when I started like my YouTube and everything, this was like in high school, and you know what people are like in high school. So I was like, oh well, if I change my name, no one will find it. Which obviously they're gonna find it. So I was like, yeah, just go for a quick name change.
So you're a YouTuber, a student,
yes,
and a freelancer for the BBC,
and a
and anything else? Am I missing anything?
Illustrator.
Jesus. You know what's mental?
Like a girl with many talents.
I remember messaging you over the weekend because I saw it was your 20th birthday, and I went, what? You've just turned 20?
How old did you think I was?
Like 23. I thought you were older than me. I'm only 22.
Stop it.
And I cannot believe you just turned 20 over the weekend.
I was born in 2003.
I don't know how I feel about that. You're literally younger than my brother.
When were you born?
2000.
Oh, right, I thought you were going to hit me with like a 19 something.
1960.
No, 1942.
No. And you've just turned 20 and you're doing all this. So what do you do at uni?
Advertising, branding and public relations.
So absolutely nothing to do with like YouTube or the BBC?
No, like we've done a bit of podcasting. But yeah, it's so on the side, like
wait, as in like uni's like on the side?
Yeah. Like,
what?
Like uni's not like my. I will stay. I've told my mum don't let me drop out of uni. Like I will get my degree because I think it's so good to have a degree on paper because there's like no permanence to social media. Like there's no security in that.
That is true.
But
I don't have a degree.
That's fine. That is fine.
You have no permanence in life.
No, I just mean like that could go at any point.
Yeah, of course it can. I mean, I think that. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say this to you who's an influencer.
Say it.
I don't know how sustainable being an influencer is.
No, that's the whole point. Like I'm so aware of that.
Yeah.
Not that I think I'm gonna get cancelled or anything, but like you could.
Yeah,
you never know.
I mean, anyone can. People love to hate. Yeah. So you do uni as a side hustle.
No, not like a side hustle. Just like I'm in like twice a week at uni. Like it's so like chill. I don't know what it is with my course.
What year are you in?
Going into third year.
Okay, well, I think this is going to get a wee kick out the arse.
Touch wood, but
there's like second year so chill, but wait till you get the fourth year.
I don't mean like it's on the side, but like it's just I don't know, like it's been so manageable so far. Like it's not like I'm like knuckling down with these deadlines. Like, yeah. We're just, it's fine so far. It's not too much.
And you also freelance for the BBC. Mm-hmm. And what do you do for freelance? That's made me laugh.
I'm on the Sunday morning religious show.
I was not expecting that.
No, neither was that. And see, when I got the job, I was like, oh, I'm going to be on, like, I thought I was going to be on, like, the breakfast TV show. Like, I thought I was going to be meeting, like, Lorraine Kelly and stuff like that. I thought I was going to be meeting these big names, and then they're like, oh, like, yeah, it's the Sunday morning religious radio show. I was like, brilliant.
You know what, that'll do.
But I can't express how much I'm learning. Mm-hmm. I'm coming out every Sunday with like 10 new fun facts.
Give us one.
Oh, don't put me on the spot like that. No, this has really put me on the spot, but I know there's so many good ones I could have said.
We can circle back. So, yeah. BBC, when did you get that? When did that start?
There's this guy on my course who's from Australia, and this man is just like the wildest man I've ever met. This man had a naked cleaning company back in Australia. Like, he's just the coolest guy ever. And he was telling me one day, the day I met him in class, he was just telling me about his job at the BBC, and I was like, this sounds brilliant. And he literally just met someone on the street and then ended up getting the job. Like, he's just a cool guy like that. And then I was like, oh, like, if there's ever any jobs going, like, let me know. Completely forgot about it. Had spoke to this guy like twice. Then one day he messages me. He's like, oh, like, do you want my job? And I was like, yeah. And I just thought that was so nice, because in like a uni setting, like, technically your classmates are your competition. Like, not a lot of people would want to help out someone like that. But he was like, do you want my job? Like, I've asked for promotion and they're going to give me one. So do you want my job?
And sorry, can we go back to the naked cleaning thing? What the heck is that?
He's just this kind of guy. He's just this kind of guy. This guy, I don't think he'd mind me saying this, he was like drunk on a night out the other week, and then woke up and he'd booked a solo trip to Morocco. Oh. And he went.
This guy sounds...
He's so fun.
Yeah, he sounds fun, but also a bit raj.
Oh no, he's well. He's got the McDonald's logo tattooed on his arse. He's so funny though. He's brilliant. But he was like, do you want my job?
I want him on the podcast.
No, he would be brilliant. He's really into like sustainability and stuff.
Love that. Well, there you go. Book my next guest.
And he worked at Peloton, but Peloton's just shut down. So he just got all this stuff for free. He took their carpets.
What?
Because they were just they're shutting down, so everything like had to go. So they were like, take what you want. Kind of think they meant the bike. This man took the carpet. He took the plants. He took everything. He's got me a Peloton t-shirt. I can't wait.
So this guy just gave you this Raz guy.
This man, I didn't even have an interview or anything.
You didn't even have an interview.
I didn't. He said, send me your CV. I like mocked up a quick CV that I thought the BBC will like that. I sent it to him, and then he's like, yeah, come in like next week for a trial.
You have no idea how lucky you are.
No, I was like, sure.
The
like,
BBC is so hard to get into.
I've had harder like interview processes for Nando's. Like,
what the heck?
And I just went into the BBC like that.
I got rejected from the BBC like 3 times.
How did you apply?
Like, just because they have like, there's a BBC careers website, right. So you apply, like, you make an account, you apply through there. I've talked about this before, like getting to the final rounds and stuff, and then just like not getting anywhere with it. Like, it was such a kick in the teeth.
Crushing, yeah,
it's crushing, because like you do it for like 6 months. It's like a 6 month like period of like where you just do like several different interviews, like assessment centres, blah blah blah. Like,
and that would get your hopes up as well.
I honestly was convinced I got it. I was like, I am gonna move to London and I'm gonna be the next big fan.
When you start telling your family, like, yeah, I've got it.
I'm like so cocky, like texting all my friends being like, so you guys can come visit me in London. I'll probably be on like 60k starting salary perhaps at the age of 20.
Start
like,
looking at flats.
Yeah, like I looked at so many flats.
Manifestation though.
Yeah, but I manifested not getting it. And then, so realistically, not so good. But then I ended up getting into the BBC through the BBC Social.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard of them. They're like a social media Like,
yeah.
They basically just do like their social media.
Yeah.
For the BBC. And it's like all about like Scottish creatives and like doing fun videos and stuff. So I got there through them. And then one of the women on the team, her name's Amy Igo, and I love that woman. She's amazing. She's helped me so much. Bro. Big shout out to you. I doubt you're watching this, but I love her. And she, like, I'd gone for, like, I'd been in contact with them for a while, and I did like a one-off visual podcast with them, and they were like, you should come do some work experience. So I went in for 3 days, and Amy, like, towards the end, we had a sit down. She was like, I think you'd be really good on radio. And I was like, behave.
You know me well.
She was like, I'm going to go up to the 4th floor, I'm going to speak to him right now. And I was like, okay. So she went up, and then she just got me work experience for a week, and I went and did it, loved it. And at the end, they were like, you should just be a freelancer for us. And then ever since then, I've just been working for them.
Brilliant. Wait, so is it research you do?
Yeah, so I'm a researcher.
Yeah, right.
So like I'm a freelance researcher. So basically like that means you call people, so you're cold calling people to come on the radio.
Yeah.
So I'm on the morning show, so I do Kay Adams' show and Stephen Jordan's show. So I go in at like 7:30 Monday to Friday, depending on when you get shifts, because you're freelancing, so you never really know. And as soon as you go in, you have like, you hit your emails, I don't know, like you just do a debrief with like whoever's the producer that day. You go through what topics we're hitting, and every morning they have like about 50 different newspapers that they've got that morning to check what's like the newest, like most important topic of that morning,
right?
That's come out in the news. And then we get like an hour and a half we pick the topic, we get an hour and a half to find someone to come on the radio, like several people, like for an hour, because at the start from 9 to 10 it's like a call-in chat where we discuss the topic. So like when I came back after doing work experience was Gary Lineker. So like for an hour they're talking about Gary Lineker and like how he's supposed to be impartial, blah 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 blah. So you just have like an hour and a half to just like cold call people from like 7:30 till 9.
Has it ever like not worked?
Oh my god, I once called like 12 people and none of them just picked up. Like none of them picked up, or like one picked up and was like, nah, I'm busy, and I was like and that was like, and also that's a bank holiday Monday, so I was like,
you're already out for it to fail.
It's so hard. And like then like because radio is just like so, it's live in the moment, it's so fast paced, like you just have to be on it, and I love it because like you don't really get time to think, you just have to like throw yourself
like
into
good
work.
Pressure.
Exactly. And I love it, and that is totally a bit of me. And like if you make a mistake, you forget, like they forget about it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I think in TV, like you'd probably get like, you know,
it'd be a bigger deal
for it. Yeah. But they like, if you make a mistake, it's forgotten about after 5 minutes because you moved on to the next thing.
So happy for you.
I bloody love it.
No,
so
you can tell you love it
right now.
No, you can tell you love it from the way you talk about it.
Yeah, no,
genuinely.
I love it so much. Like, and I just want to be on radio now.
No, you will.
You know how I really want on this couch? Talia Storm, now that she's Capital FM's new morning host.
I saw that.
Yeah, she's class.
She's Scottish though, so
yeah, she's Scottish.
You've got your in.
Yeah, sorry, I was just ranting on about myself.
Don't worry.
But yeah, so it took me a while to get in. So I applied back when I was like 20.
Right.
I say that as if I'm like fucking 30. Literally 22. So like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Applied back then, blah blah blah, and now I'm finally where I want to be. So you've got your foot in the door, but you didn't have to do any of that.
No, it was a bit like, I was very lucky, and I hate that it is a lot of jobs like this, it's who you know.
Oh my god,
which is so good when it works in your favour like this, but I couldn't have just got that otherwise. I was just very like in the right place, right time. I'd never spoke to him before. When I spoke to him, and I was just so lucky that he was just, oh, do you want my job?
It is really upsetting that it is about who you know and not what you know, because even like my dad, his really good friend is the head of careers at the BBC, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, I grafted to get there all by myself. Like I literally asked for her advice. Yeah, like, I mean, she's head of careers, I'm not going to say no. Yeah, so like she like gave me some advice and like helped me a bit with my application. Like I'd send her stuff and she was like, yep, maybe don't say that. Like, and, like basically she didn't like write it for me, obviously. But she like pushed me in the right direction, so like that helped so much. But a lot of people don't have that.
No. And it is a shame. It's a shame because there could be the most talented person that would be brilliant, but if they just don't have that contact, they're never going to get to show that.
Exactly. And I think it's really important that you're aware of that. Do you know what I mean? Because that is mental. I've never heard of anyone that just got in through that.
Like, I'm not even being funny. Like half the jobs I've had before have been so much more stressful applications. I'd never met like the manager, whoever, the producer, and you're just like, yeah, I'll just come in next week. Like,
so see your YouTube. Does that tie in at all with the BBC? Like, did they really have a YouTube and stuff?
I don't know if Lewis is the guy that got me the job. I don't know if he'll have said, oh, she does YouTube and stuff. But I think it was just the fact I was on his course. Yeah. And like a recommendation from him that they're like, she'll do.
So let's talk about your YouTube. When did this start?
YouTube started about 4 years ago. I was really big on a week in the life of a British high school vlog. I used to be eating that up in, you know, S6. Yeah, we're on the same like S6. Yeah, like your last year in high school, I like got the grades I needed in S5, so I was like, I'm just gonna take really fun subjects in S6. I didn't want to do any exams, which was the biggest mistake I could have done. So I picked like bakery. You
could do baking.
Yeah.
For 6th year.
bakery, fashion, stuff like that.
Oh, I did not have those
I got
options.
a makeup artist qualification at school.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. They did. Our school was the first school to do a barbering class.
That's class. I did not have that. I did not have that at all. My school was like...
You didn't have home ec?
We did, but like we didn't do it. Like I think you could do that as like an after school activity,
right?
Like it wasn't everything I wanted to have.
No, we had like a cake decorating class as well.
Like, sorry, fucking.
It was called cake craft. Yeah, but just heading to cake craft.
This is mental.
This is a normal skill. This is a normal public skill.
What?
But yes, I picked.
And my parents were paying tuition for not being able to decorate cakes. That's actually kind of pissed me off, to be honest.
No, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Like, turns out you actually really do need like a focus and like, or me anyway. Like the way I work, like I actually need something to work on because I just was like.
So you just fannied about it for 6th year?
I fannied,
but you said that you'd like. I mean, if you got good qualifications in like
5th year, yeah. So I stayed at school for like 4 months in 6th year, made a few vlogs, then dropped out.
Fair.
I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like it was fun for a bit, and then I was like, nah, like I'm doing fuck all. Like I can't be here. So then I just dropped.
So you started the YouTube in 6th year?
I think I started the YouTube in 5th because I got that makeup artist qualification, then got heavy into like the makeup, like the makeup scene, like when it was all James Charles and all that. So I used to started by making makeup tutorials. That dropped off pretty quick. I wasn't that like it. Makeup was just such a phase. Like we all went through that makeup phase where we bought like 10 Morphe palettes. And then when like Kate Elizabeth was doing like her boarding school vlog.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up as soon as you said like the day in life. I was like Kate Elizabeth.
This was like that era. And Antonio Garza era. Like so like the editing on these are like fucking atrocious.
Horrible.
Like it makes me feel ill. Like they got swiftly deleted before I moved to uni because I was like, I don't want anyone to see these. But they were getting like 100k views. Like people were eating them up, and it was a lot of like foreign students like who maybe were like coming to the UK like for uni and
saw
stuff.
You guys doing barbering, cake
they thought
decorating.
this was like they thought this was like what school was like, and there were all these people in the comments like, I'm so excited to move to the UK now.
It's
like
so chill here.
And I was like, it's not going to be like this because my school barely had a uniform like policy either. So we were just all cutting about like no one looked that smart. We didn't have like blazers, like no one wore ties. Like we were just making scones and like quiche. I took travel and tourism. Like we were just
what is this school? We were doing Latin, French, Spanish, like modern studies, chemistry. Like we we had no fun.
I did like in S5 I did like biology, like I did like English, like all the normal ones, but come S6 I was like, get me in travel and tourism. What? You literally like plan like holiday bookings and stuff.
What is this?
Like one of my assessments was like having to do this role play with one other person in the class, and you're like just pretending like you're one person's the holiday booker, one person's like the travel person, and you had to be like, hi, like a room for one please.
That's what you had to do. That sounds class.
Like, we had to like research like 3 like popular tourist cities like in Scotland. Like one class they just
I feel like Zumba. I've been deprived.
No, but like it wasn't fun. Like it was fun for a bit, but then I was like, no, like I need to do something. Like I need to do work.
And then so you were doing your YouTube in school. So when you first did it,
I thought I'd get in trouble. I thought like within like a few days, like the head teacher would be like phoning my mum, being like, she needs to take that down. Like she's like representing the school not very well because let's be honest, like I wasn't really. Like it wasn't really given. Well, it might have, but it wasn't looking great. But no one ever said anything, and everyone just thought it was really fun. Like a lot of my year group were in the videos. Like they all just thought it was so funny. Like I'd be like going out. I don't smoke, but I'd be like going out to the smoking area in these videos, and all the boys were just like trying all the things I'd made in bakery. Like everyone just like really.
You had a smoking area in your school for students?
Well, no, it was like unofficial smoking area.
What is this, man?
And like, I
must have just been so sheltered in my school. I was in private school. The only reason I went to private school was my mum worked there. Right. She got basically for a 2-for-1 deal with my brother.
No, but like. If you can, like, you know what I mean, you're probably gonna get a better education.
And like, but I just can't believe this. That other people were going to go. That sounds so fun.
No, it will just sound mental.
So, like, you just got away. Like, you got away with doing all this. Because see, if someone did a YouTube in our school and was like filming around school, they probably would have got suspended.
No, there's probably like legalities to it, like GDPR and stuff. I probably shouldn't really have been. I tried to make sure people weren't in it that like
didn't want to be
like I was tried to be as respectful as I could.
But people liked it and they were like getting involved.
I'll show you after.
Yeah, no, definitely.
They're just so bad. Like they're so embarrassing, but they're like it helped build like my YouTube. Like I don't think anyone's still watching my videos that's like been here since the school vlog days, but you never know.
So have you been like consistent with YouTube since then, or has it been like a bit on and off?
No, I was on and off. Like ditched the school vlogs, moved to uni, was like I'm just here for the vibe. And then like 6 months into uni I was like, oh, I'll make a uni vlog, but then I made one, like, and it was fun to look back on, but like didn't really do anything. And then I lost my job on Christmas Eve at Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, why?
The manager literally, obviously they hire loads of staff for Christmas. The manager comes up to me on the shop floor Christmas Eve. She's like, oh, has no one told you? Yeah, she was like, we're actually not keeping you on. I was like, what? Like, I was like, but I love this job. She was like, yeah, like, sorry, like, it's just because like I'm a student, like I didn't have the best availability, but there's like 16-year-olds who like can work every single weekend and stuff. So
and they get paid less.
Yeah, so lost my job, but they still had a cheek to ask me to come back in on like the 27th, and I did. And I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? Like, why was I trekking back from Christmas, like, to come back and work like an 8-hour
job
shift
that they were like,
did
you not hear you don't work here anymore?
Like, ooh, like, it was like 5 p.m. like,
oh, you're not supposed to be here.
No, she was like, ooh. I was so like she just killed my Christmas mood.
Yeah, of course.
And then because my mum fucking ate up the M&S discount, like all my Christmas presents were from M&S. So like the next morning I'm like,
that's a slap in the face.
And I phoned my mum crying. I was like, I'm just gonna go to the toilet. I phoned my mum crying. I was like, I've lost my job.
Did you vlog it?
No, like,
I was like, vlogging you.
No, I was like, Mum, I've lost my job. This woman was gutted. She was eating up that 20% discount. So she was like really good. And then they drove through to like pick me up, because obviously it was Christmas Eve. There was like no trains to get back to my family home. They drove through to pick me up. I got in the car and my sister like handed me this card, and it was like, sorry, you've lost. It was like, sorry for your loss. Like obviously someone's passed away, but she wrote like, off your job, and then like gave me like a scratch card. But I didn't even win anything. But I just thought it was really funny. She was quick on that one.
Jesus.
So then I was like, right, I'm going to take social media seriously. I was like, this is my calling. Like,
M&S is out the way. It's time for me to do YouTube.
This is what I said before we started. I'm like, everything happens for a reason. I would never have left that job off my own back, because it was like such security. I was doing like 20 hours a week, getting like £10 an hour. My mum obviously eating up the discount.
Yeah,
like,
everyone's getting benefits from this. But
then I was like, no, everything happens for a reason. I would never have left that. So then I was like, I'm going to take social media seriously. Like, and don't know why I thought I was going to be able to like just live off that. But I did that for like a good few months. I just like used up like any money I'd saved from M&S. I was like, I'm going to just put my all into this. And I just started posting like every day on TikTok, and as consistent as I could with YouTube. And it's worked, like, to the point that it's like now it's getting to a point like I'm managed now.
You're managed by Emmy.
I am managed by Emmy and
I love
Sophie.
Emmy.
They're brilliant.
Emmy and Eva are great.
They're
brilliant.
They're lovely girls. Like, it's the nicest atmosphere. And so now like they were like going to help me like connect with brands. Like, I'm going to these events, I'm like meeting other people, doing like brand deals.
How was it? Like, how was it when you found out you were getting, like, people were interested to manage you?
I was like, surely not. Like, I was like, why? Like, I looked on, they have like their talent roster, and I was like, but all these girls have like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers. I was like,
it's because they know you have potential.
That's what they said. They said, we see potential. And also what's really interesting is they were like, no, brands come to us all the time looking for YouTubers, but no one does YouTube anymore.
They really don't.
Everyone thinks it's an oversaturated like platform, but it's not. It's just because like all the people that used to post are obviously still there, but no one's really posting now. Well, obviously people are, but like YouTube's not what it used to be, and brands are constantly looking for YouTubers. So they were like, no, we want to sign you. And I was like, we went out for like coffee and stuff, and like they were like, so just have a think about like if you want to be signed. I was like, no, like sign me.
Don't worry.
I was like, yes, yeah.
Get the paper out.
No,
right
I was
now.
like, so where's that contract? Like, I was signed before I left, I think. Like, I was like, brilliant.
No, they're absolute angels.
They're
I
such
really,
lovely.
really love them. They're class. And they're so like on it.
They're
like,
so
they just
on it.
know their stuff, and they're just so
They're
sweet.
so dedicated. Like, I could message
They're
them any time of day.
grafters.
And their mum, have you met their mum?
No.
She is the loveliest woman ever. She
Have
has like
you met the mum? Is this Emmy's mum?
Emmy's mum. She has like a food blog herself. She's like a wee food blogger herself.
Behave.
Like, she is brilliant. We went out for like the management drinks. Like, we all went out to Hard Rock the other week, And I was sat next to the mum, and I swear I just spoke to her this whole time. Like, we were getting on so well. Like, she messaged me happy birthday at the weekend and everything. Like, she's so nice. She has a food blog. She was like saying she's gonna have us all around for a barbecue. I was like, no, like, I'm gonna hold you to that. Like, I'm like, can we hang out? Like,
that's so exciting.
Lovely.
And you've literally just turned 20. You've been signed. You've got the YouTube going. You've got
so
TikTok
fun.
going. This is
fun.
so exciting.
I'm having a
And you're on the Sunday religion show.
Don't forget that one.
This
brilliant.
Is mental. So back to the YouTube. Mm-hmm. You were saying that you hadn't been really consistent with it until you got fired. So what year, when was that?
Fired on Christmas Eve. Started taking it seriously January 1st.
So this is January 1st this year.
January 1st this year. I love a new year. It motivates me so much. Yeah. I was like, new year. Like,
that's what happened with the
year.
podcast. I was
like,
it? Because like we were gonna do it before it, and then like Finley was like, no, we're gonna do it in January.
It just feels like
and
the right
time.
time.
And it just was like a good like we kick off,
yeah,
isn't it? Because it was like 7th of January we posted the first video.
Was it?
Yeah.
8th of January.
What? 8th of January.
8th of January.
And yeah, and that was just like such like a good like kick off.
It
like,
just makes sense, and it's winter as well, so then it's only going to get better throughout the year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first came across you was your TikTok, and it was your TikTok of you sitting. I think it was in Portobello Beach.
Yeah.
And you were eating
a Severino's pizza.
You were eating something that looked really nice, and you were chatting to the camera, and you were just like. People ask me about like starting YouTube and how like they're anxious about like what other people think, and you're like, but no one actually cares. They will think about it for a minute and then they'll move on to the next thing because no one actually cares.
No one gives a fuck.
And that I found that so like interesting and also just so important because no one actually gives a fuck.
No, and I just want to instill that into everyone. Like realistically, everyone's thinking about themselves.
Everyone's
like,
selfish.
No one, like respectfully, no one cares. Like people, like say someone like. You know from school, like, oh, she's got a podcast now. They'll be like, oh, she's got a podcast now.
Yeah, what a gimp.
And then a minute later, they've moved on.
And also, they've added to my views, so thanks, guys.
And also, like, I always tell myself, in 5 years' time, is someone going to remember this? No. So it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And like you say, they're adding to your views. Like, it's just not deep. And also, what are the chances of you hearing them say that? So if you don't hear it, did it even happen? Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
People are going to say stuff behind your back, but not to your face. So technically, they might not even have said it. I don't know. I just have such a, like, strong mindset on how like no one cares and think because there's times where I look back at things I wish I'd done like when I was younger. Like I used to really want a YouTube channel like back in the Zoella days, but I didn't start one because I was like too worried what people would think. But this when I was like 11, 12 and I look back and I'm like no one would have gave a fuck, and like even if I had, no one would remember anymore. So like that's just going to keep repeating itself. So
no, of course.
I just encourage people to do what they want because no one cares.
And I don't think enough people have that mentality, and I think especially in Scotland, I want to talk to you about cringe culture. Yeah. And there's that whole thing like, oh, I don't want to be cringe, Because I remember when I first started, I had another podcast called Hush Hush that I did with two of my pals. And it's so much easier to start something when you're doing it with other people. Because you're like, you know, like a little group.
Like you're in it together.
And I loved Hush Hush. It was such a good podcast. It was just such a laugh. And then we stopped it because the girls got like actual jobs. Yeah. So right. Hush Hush is still going. So if anyone wants to listen to it,
no, I will.
My favourite episode was we did one like we had this like mini series within the podcast called The Sex Ed You Never Had, and it was called like Vagication, and we just talked about vaginas for an hour and like all the different types of like discharge, what like you're feeling in your vagina means. Oh, it was fantastic. I did so much research.
I'm all about that. I wrote a sex blog in first year.
It's amazing.
The sex education system, I could go on for ages. The sex education system is terrible.
It's awful here.
It's such a binary view, and like it's not out for the best of people. It's completely just to push like.
And people are so like awkward about sex.
Yeah.
Like why?
And if they normalise these discussions from such a young age, it would be so much better.
Exactly. So
I can't wait to listen to that.
Yeah, Hush Hush was actually like, it was called Hush Hush because we're talking about like taboo topics.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
That was Joanna Trainer. Thanks, Joanna. You came up with that name.
Brilliant.
And we did that, and then so when we started that, it was much easier. And like when we first posted that, I was like, oh my god. And because also Joanna and I started this after we broke up with our boyfriends at the time, who were like best friends.
What were you, best friends dating best friends?
Yeah, like we were like a little group of four, and like it was kind of, it wasn't really like a fuck you, but it was more like a we're still friends. Yeah, and we've got a podcast.
Yeah, and you know they tuned into that.
I know
they did
because the first thing you said was we're not going to talk about them until like the 4th episode.
Yeah, and we can't have them to think that it's about them.
Exactly. So like as I said, it helped a lot more like having other people there with you. But then when that ended and like having to start by myself was like, it was so nerve-wracking. Like I remember when I first posted the first video, like I had to turn my phone off because I literally felt sick.
Like when you send a risky text, you're just like, no, I don't want to see.
I can't even like look at this. I felt ill.
Because there is that kind of like view on people starting podcasts. It's like, oh, so you think you're interested enough? Like you think you're interested.
And like the amount of hate comments that I got, because I had quite a few like videos on TikTok do well, and people were just like, everyone needs a podcast. Like, and I had really short hair at the time, so people were calling me like a little boy.
Shut up.
Yeah, I felt like that was hilarious.
But these will be people with like no icons.
Oh, I honestly thought it was quite funny.
Yeah,
because they were like, the little boy has a point, like on the videos and stuff, and I was like,
you're like, are they talking about me?
Fair. I was like, have you seen my tits? Shut up. Anyway, so yeah, it was a pain in the arse, but like once you get past like the like really caring what people think, like. And no one would have said it
to your face. The only people saying it to your face are like the comments of like people that don't even have an icon, and they're hiding behind some weird user.
Exactly. And like also that does literally boost the podcast. Yeah. So I appreciate you leaving
any traction is still traction. Like.
Exactly. But yeah, so it's I think it's way easier said than done to just be like, who like stop thinking like caring about what people are thinking, like just go and do what you want to do. You really need to take some time to actually just get over it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because it's so, Scotland just hate, like, I love Scotland, but the culture here of like anyone doing anything different is like just terrible. Like
I think it's better in the city. I don't know, well, you've only ever lived in the city, but I think it's definitely better in like Glasgow, Edinburgh than it would be in like a small village. But like it's like London, like why can't we just have the views we'd have in London or like New York, where it's just so normal to see people?
I think Americans are a lot more used to doing like random cringe stuff, so everyone doesn't really bat an eyelid. And like I think like we're all guilty of being like, these Americans are so weird and so cringe, but like they actually don't really care.
Respectfully,
like
they're confident.
Like apart from everything else that they have going on, like we could probably take a couple leaves out their book. You know what I mean? Like a couple pages out their book.
A few leaves. What?
I called it leaves. A couple leaves.
Why am I thinking leaves as well?
A couple leaves out their book.
But why would there be leaves in books?
I'll fact check that. Yeah, please fact check that, because now I feel like I've said something dumb. But anyway, I think that in Scotland it's something that we really need to get over, and we just need to encourage more people. But I do agree, I think that the cities, I mean, I've never lived in the countryside, I've only ever lived in like the city centre of Glasgow or city centre of Edinburgh, but I think things are changing now. I think there's a lot more creative stuff happening in Scotland. But
I think with TikTok probably a bit as well.
Yeah, TikTok's kind of popping off in Scotland.
Just because like it's normalised, like videoing yourself in public. Like, look at all the dance trends and stuff. Like I would say in the past 5 years, it's become a lot more normal to see someone videoing themselves in public. Yeah. Probably because of TikTok.
Yeah, do you film yourself in public quite a lot?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Do you get nervous?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Really?
I sit with, the only thing I would get nervous about, like I'll sit, like I love to go sit in like outdoor cafe, set the tripod, not like a tripod like a huge one, like on the table, and just sit with a coffee and like talk to myself. Only thing I get worried about is someone snatching my phone. Like,
do you like use just your phone for filming?
Yeah, just film. I do think it's easier to film on a phone because you can see it, but no, I'm like, no one's gonna remember it.
Of course.
I just started this like series on TikTok where like,
is this the taboo one?
Yeah,
where you're sitting on a bus.
I'm sitting on a bus with a mic. So this new series, I've only posted one episode yet, but it's been in the works for like 2 months. Basically, it's called Taboo on the Bus. So probably similar vibes to your Hush Hush podcast. So I get on a random bus, a semi-quiet bus, like I'm timing it not with like the school rush.
Yeah.
And then
you're around kids. Let's talk about discharge.
No, because they'd probably like throttle me.
Yeah, they would. Kids scare me.
No, I'm more scared of kids. Like the only person views I maybe would care about is like a 12-year-old schoolboy. Yeah, they have no fear. But no, like I get on the bus, sit on the front seat. Like if you're familiar like Scottish buses, like 2 front seats, and there's like this like there's somewhere to balance your phone in front. Yeah. It's got my wee mic, and then I just sit and talk about a taboo topic like on the bus, and like obviously people can hear me, which is kind of the whole point of talking about taboo topic, because I'm just trying to like normalize these discussions. But I filmed the first one last week, and I got on like, it was like, I think it was like the 16 Silver Nows or something.
That's like, the bus I get here.
So it would
That's
be
a busy bus.
Yeah, it was the one like going out of town, like not the one towards town. And I was sat on that bus for like half an hour, just like in silence, like because this was a bus full of men. I was outnumbered. There was no other women on that bus, and like when you're para, like you think everyone's looking at you. So I was like turning around, and then like I just felt like everyone was looking at me. So I was texting my flatmate. I was like, Jules like, I can't do this anymore. She was like, this is so not very what Zara loves of you. She was like, this is so Sarah. Like, she was like, you need to snap into what Zara loves. And I was like, fuck it. Like, and then as soon as I started talking, like, it was literally fine.
You should bring on guests.
That's what I was saying. That totally opens up the opportunity for a guest, because there's like 2 seats on a bus.
Or you could even
get on it. Like, honestly,
I would so come on
I think we'd be brilliant.
Oh my god, don't
like because we should. Like, genuinely,
we will. Actually, after this, let's go on the 6th.
What bus you want to get on? No,
but then you could even like bring on like random members of the public. That's what I was thinking.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
You could talk to someone on the bus and be like, I do like a series called Taboo on the Bus.
Like, do you want to come on?
And you would literally just speak to someone like who's already sitting on the bus.
That is brilliant.
Like, that's even more fun.
I would love people to pipe in, or like, see if someone behind me is like zoom into their face. Like, I think it could be so funny. It was a really quiet bus that I got on. Like, you can't see anyone around me, but like, I've got the confidence now. So the second one, I'll get on like a town centre bus. Like, it'll be heaving
at like rush hour.
No, genuinely, like commuters, the 9 a.m.
Yeah, someone sat next to you.
No, like, with a briefcase, just trying to get to like their 9 a.m. job, and I'm just like talking about like, I don't even know, like, breakups.
That's a really good idea though.
See, when I came up with it, I was like, brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, I text my family group chat, I was like, you'll never guess the idea I've just had.
So, and see, like, when you get ideas like that, it like totally like reignites the fire and like the passion that you have for stuff like that.
I get so carried away, but it's so good to like get invested in something.
Being a creative has a lot of ups and downs, and I was speaking to my pal Leif and his manager Honey about this yesterday, about like the ups and downs of being a creative, and how like the lows are really low and the highs are really high. You have a dry period, yeah. Exactly. And like, even though like you've just started, like, you've hit highs really quickly.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, you've already been signed by a manager. Like, that's mad.
And I've got a BetterHelp collab coming up. That was a real like, mum, I've made it.
That is a huge collab.
You're not getting 3 months free therapy with it. I would have done that for free for that.
Jesus Christ. So how much are you getting paid for that?
£200 for a 1-minute segment. I was like, that's what I used to make in a week at M&S.
It's crazy the amount of money that goes. I know, like, gets, like, put into
bad.
Influencers.
Like, when like I'm seeing like my mum and dad working, or like my like, I'm like, how am I going to make that like?
But the thing is, like, you're making your own path, and like, if you can make money from this, use and abuse.
Yeah.
Oh, you live in a capitalist society. No one's gonna give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anyone else is gonna feel bad.
No.
And like, I get what you mean about like the whole feeling bad. And you're like, I get to do this for a living and get paid to do this. Like, it's a privilege to do this for a living and get paid to do it. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that do not have that. No. Like, the honor of being able to do that.
And it's like, you've worked for it. You know what I mean? It's not like they're just turning around to some random and they're trying to quit. Like, exactly. They're getting something out of that too.
But also, you've got the personality for it. I think there's a lot of influencers that don't have a personality, that just happen to be pretty and post pictures, and like, I'm not like coming for anyone, like, I'm not having someone.
Yeah, no, totally, I know what you mean.
But like, I do think that is a thing. But like, you don't just like, you do a lot more than that. Yeah, I just want to feel like FaceTime vibes. Like, I hope you think I like come across the same. Of course, in real life, like, that's all I'm trying to. That's the vibe. Like, I just want it to be like friends. And I get like, quite often people message me and they'll be like, oh, I could just feel like we're friends. Oh, and I'm like, brilliant. But that's exactly what you want. You don't want to feel like out of touch with people. No, like, you want to be relatable. Like, the one person that I think of when I think of like relatable and really down to earth is Emma Chamberlain. I adore her. I think she's fantastic. And like, look at her. Like, her living situation, her money situation. She's dating like a rock star or whatever, but she still manages to be relatable. She's still so chill. She just nails it. Like, completely. Like, you see yourself in her vlogs, which I love. What advice would you give someone starting to do what you do? Oh, well, people actually message me that often. I'm always like, just I'm always like, just film on your phone, because if you're not used to vlogging, especially on your phone, like, just tell yourself you're on FaceTime. Like, that's what I'll do sometimes. Like, at the start of a vlog, I'm like, I'm sending videos to my best friend, because it's like brilliant form of communication, just sending videos. Like, I do that, so I'm like, oh, I'm just sending videos to Eve. And I'm such a voice note person. Yeah, I know. When you slid them at my DMs, a voice note, I was like, brilliant. But yeah, I would say just vlog on your phone. I always say, like, plan a busy day, because like, usually if people are starting YouTube, they want to make vlogs, so I'm like, plan a busy day that like, you know, you're don't film a random like, like, don't just like wake up and be like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do today, but I'll vlog. Like, if you plan a day where you're like, right, I'm going to go to this cafe, I need some things at the shops, I'll go buy it, then I can film a haul. Like, it's natural what you're going to say. I just always tell people to do that. But and it's just not deep. That's what I'm always like as well. It's just not deep. Like, don't be filming this thinking, who's going to be watching this? Like, you don't even have to post it, but just film it. Yeah, I just think it's so fun. I just think you have so much fun. I'm just like, why isn't everyone doing this? Like, it's so exactly fun. I love this. I just have so much fun. I just meet so many cool people, and they come away being like, I've just made you, pal. Like, you must. I know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
we should hang out socially.
We're gonna have a coffee.
We should do that. Like, yeah, you must just meet so many interesting people.
Oh yeah, no, it's been amazing. And like, even just like the doors that it's opened for me already. Yeah. Even though like I don't make money from this at all.
You don't?
Like, no, I don't make money from it.
But I
say this all the time. I'm just wasting money on this. I could be working at BBC today, but I didn't.
No, but you're like, it's because you're passionate for it.
Exactly, I know this is what I want to do, and like the payoff I hope will be bigger later on when I can actually do this full time.
And that, like, you have to do this so you can get there.
Exactly, and also like I'm working at the BBC, like I don't think I could do anything else. Do you know what I mean?
No,
like, I'm getting my foot in the door there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I used to work in retail, and then I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore.
It's so hard.
Because see, when you're like working there, and all you're thinking about is like what you could be doing instead, like the creative stuff, or like who I could be talking to, like what I could be doing right in that minute, like editing the TikTok, blah 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 blah.
And then
like,
you get home and you're like knackered, and then you're exhausted. And
you're like, I don't even want to like look at my laptop. Yeah, I want to shut my eyes and not speak to anyone.
Where did you work? Oh right, okay.
Yeah, the girls.
That's a lovely shop.
It's so nice.
Like, lovely. That's
so
motivates
nice.
you to work hard if you go in there, because it's all so spenny. You're like, yeah, I need to work hard in life so I can afford all this. So you can go into and other stories and not look at the price tag. I
probably can't talk about it.
That's all right.
The girls love girls. They're still my friends, but lots of other problems. More sustainability problems. I don't fuck with that.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's a load of shit. It's greenwashing. I'm definitely going to get sued. I'm going to bleep out the name of that shop.
I can't say I'm that surprised.
Such greenwashing. They're like all about like I can't. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not even going to get into
Tell me after.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it later. But yeah, it's just, I think now like I actually, like I know now that I know what I'm like I want to do and like what I'm working towards it, and like oh my god, the way that shop and like the other jobs I had like affected my mental health was horrific. And then I started working at the BBC and I was like, oh my god, life's actually okay.
And it's not saying that your job at the BBC is any easier, but it's just like the pace of it and the environment that you're in is so much better for your mental health.
Because I know that I'm actually getting somewhere with like what I want to do in life. And like I said, not a lot of people have that luck, and I'm so happy about it, because otherwise I would be You'd still mess.
Be in there.
I'd still be there and just like trying so hard with this podcast. But it's exciting because it's still like early days. And I think the start is always like so fun because you're like, what's gonna happen now?
Yeah, because this has only been 6 months, like for both of us, really.
Yeah,
like,
that's
of this podcast, like we're in this together, and we're
You're
slaying.
my episode 24.
I did think that.
You're my episode 24.
And my birthday's the 24th, so that makes sense. Like 24th.
My birthday's on the 24th of November.
Oh what? Stop it!
What are the chances?
I know.
Yeah, you're my episode 24.
Brilliant. That's like my lucky number.
Where do you want the I was gonna say your podcast. Where do you want your YouTube to go? Like, what is the dream?
I would say the dream is to do that full time. I don't think I'd want to ever be at the scale that's like huge. I don't know. I feel like it's nice to have like a semi, like, I don't know, maybe I do want to work, I don't know, but I'd love to be able to do that full time. Like that could be like that could be my life. I could dedicate all that time. I'd love to like be able to get myself a flat like that. I think that's like the biggest long-term goal, to have like a flat.
Getting on the property ladder as early as you can in life.
A flat and a cat. You need to get that Help to Buy ISA. You need to be tapping into that. There's fuck all in that account right now. Do that full time. Have a cat. I would love to like series. I'd love to really like, I don't really just want to be making like one-off content. Like I really would enjoy making like a series and like be known for like something like the Matabu on the Bus series. I would love that to be like what I'm known for. And I know I've only done one episode, and maybe it won't be that, but I'd love that. And I would just love to be known. I would love just to be seen as like this like relatable, like she just feels like a sister, she just feels like a friend, she just feels like we're on FaceTime, like to maintain that
That's
vibe.
So lovely. That is so nice. It's so wholesome and like cringe. Pure. No, it's not cringe. It's just like, it's like really coming from the heart, and it's like not at all fake. Like, it's
I
just
think
like,
it's because I have a sister. Like I think it's just like I've just grown up around girls. Like I think it's just that type of vibe.
Honestly, Zara, this has been a wonderful wee chat. I've really enjoyed this. It's just it's so nice to speak to someone else like in the same environment.
No, I think we're so on the same wavelength.
Starting off, like, see when you told me that you literally worked at the BBC too, and I was like,
yeah, what?
What are the chances?
But no, we've had very different experiences.
But that's what I was gonna say. I'm surprised I've not seen you, because I've been in the Edinburgh building. You're like, nah, I'm on a Sunday religion.
I don't think you've seen me there.
Yeah, like, nah, I don't.
7 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
Honestly, thank you so much.
I'll be back, and you'll be on my bus.
Yeah, I'm buzzing.
I'll see you on the bus.
Let's do sex.
No, can we?
Yeah, of course we can. Thanks, Zara.
Thank you.
That was.